What is up, my homies? Greetings from a future channel that will have 100 million subscribers in the next 100 years and only 90% of it will be bots. Sendai. Just kidding. Hahaha. Today I bring you a personal search I am carrying out to find the best video games for each console and generation so that you can add them to your personal collection. So I'll be quick, reviewing each game and giving my final verdict to determine if they re very handsomely handsome games for guys who mog, or if they are games that Satan forces Hitler to play in hell. I want to clarify that the list is reviewed in random order, so the numbers don't represent the top, only the order in which I am reviewing them. Enough yapping, here comes the video. Hahaha, just kidding. Just wanted to remember the old times with those Windows Movie Maker intros and the old YouTube anthem. Just had a bit of nostalgia itch. Now for real, here goes the video. Number 1. 10-Yard Fight. It is an American football game, not rocket science. They did what they could with the limited technology of the time. A funny thing is that when the footballers walk, they make a hilariously rhythmical sound. Just listen. I was playing it for a while, and honestly I could not figure out how you are supposed to pass the ball. I just started mashing buttons randomly, and sometimes they pass the ball and sometimes they do not. And keep in mind this is the NES, which only has 2 buttons. It is a simple American football game. Surely some American football fan from that era, when there was nothing better, gave it a good few hours of their time while their mother, girlfriend or wife was fixing their hair with one of those exotic hairstyles from that time. But today it would not be worth it. I give it a meh. It is not the best, but it is not the worst either. Number 2. World Runner 3D. Innovative for its time. It was among the first to implement a 3D perspective. Basically you run through the world trying not to fall into holes and shooting at everything you see, just like in the hood. A curious fact is that if you press select, the game will be shown in an anaglyphic 3D, meaning the one you see with red and blue glasses. Something innovative for the time. However, its gameplay is quite simple. You will probably get bored of it after a while. I give it a meh. Maybe as a child it would have entertained you for a while. Still, is exotic enough to add to the personal collection. Number 3. 720. It is said that Tony Hawk copied this game. Do they not see that it is also about skateboarding? Seriously speaking, this was an attempt at a skate game for the NES, which tried its best. Just look at how the map was implemented here, but the gameplay is very weird. Basically you have to go to specific points where you have to do tricks to win a medal. The bad thing is that since it was for the NES, they tried to adapt to the controller as best they could, but even so you will end up falling into the water many times, since the controls handle like a piece of crap. Throughout the stage, some so-called enemies usually appear. I say so-called because although they are not hostile, if you touch them, your character will take a big fall to the ground, since our character has the defense level of Neymar, and with just a touch we will fall to the ground. Despite being a game that seems innocent, if you stay still for a brief period, a very random sinister message appears and says skate or die, and then there is this random enemy that apparently is a Sandman. It is also funny how if we approach some shops, the shopkeepers will close the kiosk right in our protagonist's face because he scares the ladies. Wow, finally a protagonist that represents the average gamer. Seriously now, the game also has a money system where you can buy upgrades for your skateboard, but if you do not have enough, it will close. Truth be told, I tried it but the controls are confusing, and nowadays there are infinitely better skate games. It makes sense since it is a game from the 80s, so it would be unfair to compare it to a modern one. I give it a lol. It is fine for the LOLs. Definitely I will add it to the collection. Number 4. 8 Eyes. Just like there was a time when everyone wanted to be the next GTA, another time when everyone wanted to be Call of Duty, and now a time when everyone wants to be Fortnite. Back in the NES days a lot of cats wanted to be Castlevania, and this game is one of them. You can clearly see the heavy inspiration they jacked from Castlevania. Gameplay-wise, it does not differ much from that, except you got a sidekick, which is something Castlevania ended up biting in later games. This joint is straight up bizarre. Some enemies are invincible for no reason, with nothing that sets them apart from regular foes, while the ones you can actually clap have some sword skills that even a Star Wars fan would be jealous of. You gotta strike them with surgeon level precision if you do not want to catch damage from their end. And there are some levels where most of the enemies you are gonna run into are straight up unkillable, which leads to some straight up XD moments. If you are into challenges, this game might be your vibe, but if not, you are probably gonna get bored real quick. I give it a meh, a solid piece for the collection, but for real, I probably will not be playing it that much. Number 5. Abadox. This type of game is known by the nerds as a scrolling shooter, though I prefer to call it Little Spaceships and Martians. It was a pretty popular genre back in the day, so for sure it saved a lot of people some coins at the arcade machines. It is that typical game where you blast everything on screen, and if anything, even a pixel touches you, well, you literally disintegrate into dust. Like in all these kinds of games, there is a pick-up and power-up system that upgrades your weapons, giving them special abilities when you shoot, but they also give the weapon a kinda sus shape, and I can already see more than one of y'all are not gonna be able to unsee it and will be dropping your batin jokes in the comment section. Haha, the music is not bad and overall it is pretty fun for its time. There is not much else to say. My final rating is not bad. A solid title to add to your library. Number 6, 7 and 8. Hudson's Adventure Island 1, 2, and 3. I want to run through this trilogy real quick because they are the next 3 slots and they do not change much from each other. They just add a few new things here and there, like a pre-level inventory system. And while in the first entry the levels are long and dragging, in the following ones the levels are shorter. It will probably feel more comfortable if your brain is fried from binge watching too much TikTok. But overall these games have very basic gameplay. You can go around snatching different weapons and rides to clear the levels, and overall it plays like a bunch of platformers from that era. To the first one I give a why not, and to the second and third I give a not bad. Cop it for your library, just in case your young cousin likes it XD. Number 9. The Adventures of Bayou Billy. In this game we control a Chad who goes to the jungle with nothing but a hat, some boots, pants and a vest that leaves his chest fully exposed like a total Chad. Basically this is a beat 'em up as the nerds would say, or to put it in simpler terms, a game where you throw hands with whoever shows up like a true Chad, to the point that even our main dude will throw down with crocodiles and all. Something to point out is that the enemies have a ton of health, since as you can see I have been trading blows with them for a good while and they are still standing. This is a high difficulty level for anyone who gets bored of those generic style games where enemies drop from just breathing on them. That being said, I do think the number of enemies we run into per level is a bit high considering they have so much health, so constantly brawling with a bunch of random punks that keep popping up can get pretty tiresome. The curious thing is that while the A button is for throwing punches and the B button is for throwing kicks, if we press both buttons at the same time we can jump. Pretty clever in my opinion, and as you can hear the music is real funky. Hahaha. Personally I liked it quite a bit. I give it a not bad, a solid title for the collection that your little young cousin would definitely enjoy. Number 10. The Adventures of Dino Ricky. This is a rail shooter. Basically a lot of games from this era wanted to be Galaga, to the point that many of them just ended up looking like a reskin. However, this game is a bit more difficult. I do not know. It has been a long time since I played Galaga, but even so I do not remember it being this hard. Other than that, you go around blasting every creature that shows up on screen and scooping up power-ups. That said, this game is hella tough, to the point that you gotta stay super focused because sometimes the screen gets flooded with enemies shooting from every angle, and basically you have to move with mad precision between projectiles to dodge them. There is one power-up in particular that actually works against you, like the speed boost. That thing makes you move faster than a hood ninja college student sprinting home after night class with his new kicks. So fast that a lot of times you end up destroying yourself just because you cannot control the speed properly. There is not much else to say. If you got bored of Galaga, this one might be your vibe. I give it a 6. Why not? Alright crew, that is all for now. We still got a bunch of games left to check out. I hope you can keep rolling with me while we discover them and have some laughs watching me embarrass myself while playing. This is just the first part of a big series that is coming. If you made it this far, remember to drop a like on the video so YouTube keeps recommending you more content like this. Cause that is how you tell the algorithm to push more of this type of stuff. It is not like I want your like or anything like that. Remember, if you got any opinions, suggestions or insults, you can leave them in the comment section. Eat your fruits and veggies, hit the gym, say a prayer to the little angels, and brush your teeth real good before going to bed. Peace out and I will catch you in the next video.